Aloha! This is lesson 157 from A Course in Miracles with Hope Johnson. Into his presence would I enter now. This is a day of silence and of trust. It is a special time of promise in your calendar of days. It is a time heaven has set apart to shine upon and cast the timeless light upon this day, when echoes of eternity are heard. This day is holy, for it ushers in a new experience, a different kind of feeling and awareness. You have spent long days and nights in celebrating death. Today you learn to feel the joy of life. This is another crucial turning point in the curriculum. We add a new dimension now, a fresh experience that sheds a light on all that we have learned already and prepares us for what we have yet to learn. It brings us to the door where learning ceases and we catch a glimpse of what lies past the highest reaches it can possibly attain. It leaves us here an instant and we go beyond it, sure of our direction and our only goal. Today it will be given you to feel a touch of heaven. Though you will return to paths of learning. Yet you have come far enough along the way to alter time sufficiently to rise above its laws and walk into eternity a while. This you will learn to do increasingly, as every lesson, faithfully rehearsed, brings you more swiftly to this holy place and leaves you for a moment to yourself. He will direct your practicing today, for what you ask for now is what he wills. And having joined your will with his this day, what you are asking must be given you. Nothing is needed but today's idea to light your mind and let it rest in still anticipation and in quiet joy, wherein you quickly leave the world behind. From this day forth, your ministry takes on a genuine devotion and a glow that travels from your fingertips to those you touch and blesses those you look upon. A vision reaches everyone you meet and everyone you think of or who thinks of you. For your experience today will so transform your mind that it becomes the touchstone for the holy thoughts of God. Your body will be sanctified today, its only purpose being now to bring the vision of what you experience this day to light the world. We cannot give experience like this directly, yet it leaves a vision in our eyes which we can offer everyone, that he may come the sooner to the same experience in which the world is quietly forgot and heaven is remembered for a while. As this experience increases and all goals but this become of little worth, the world to which you will return becomes a little closer to the end of time, a little more like heaven in its ways, a little nearer its deliverance, and you who bring it light will come to see the light more sure, the vision more distinct. The time will come when you will not return in the same form in which you now appear, for you will have no need of it. Yet now it has a purpose and will serve it well. Today we will embark upon a course you have not dreamed of, but the Holy One, the giver of the happy dreams of life, translator of perception into truth, the holy guide to heaven given you, has dreamed for you this journey which you make and start today. Yeah, with the experience this day holds out to you to be your own. Into Christ's presence will we enter now, serenely unaware of everything except his shining face and perfect love. The vision of his face will stay with you, But there will be an instant which transcends all vision, even this, the holiest. This you will never teach, for you attained it not through learning. Yet the vision speaks of your remembrance of what you knew that instant, and will surely know again. Yea, into his presence would I enter now. So this is something you can experience in time. This is like time and eternity meeting. It's described as a holy instant. Right? Into his presence would I enter now. You enter into the presence of God. It's like, holy wow, how these thoughts are just kind of like far away or unbelievable to the mind that's triggered. That's what I notice. Right? I notice with my friend, you know, when she's in a, not every time, but sometimes when she's in a trigger, she'll not want to come out of it. And it's such a good reflection for me because I notice the same thing. Like when I'm in a trigger and I'm speaking out of a triggered space, but the thoughts seem totally logical to me, right? Like you're like, oh, they're just like right there, totally logical. They seem to describe the situation perfectly. They seem to protect your innocence and your perfection perfectly, which, you know, it's like seeing that you're triggered is kind of like the superpower. Like noticing, okay, all that, even if true, it can't be true because I'm triggered right now. And you know, it's fun to have what A Course in Miracles calls mighty companions to reflect that back to you and remind you of it. And if you look to them for that reflection more, you'll see it and you'll get it, even if they don't know anything about it. They don't notice anything about it. They still know, because we're all that all-powerful mind. Even if we don't consciously know something, it's like there's no really unconscious. You can call it subconscious, but it's still conscious. You know, it's like not right there on the tip of knowing. So basically, you know, into his presence I would enter now. This is entering into Christ's presence. So what you're asked to do here is step beyond the world's illusion and enter this stillness and presence of God. That means you're not thinking about illusions. You know, when your mind is quiet, you're not pushing them away either. They're not in your mind. Your mind is just quiet. That's why, you know, this peace is a real relaxation. It's willingness to relax. Then in the quietness, you can hear from God. You can hear the voice for God, which is your voice, actually. You can call it your higher self, too. Right? It's all one. There's just no separation. So when the body and its limitations are seen as being irrelevant, and that's what happens when you enter the presence. Right? Like, let's say you just got a perception, like I got the perception recently that I had little red bumps around my eyes and they looked a little scaly, and it reminded me of another time when my eyes got really scaly, and it was a really intense experience for me, and then like flash back to that, and it's like something like this. It's like entering the presence. And this thought describes it perfect. Into his presence I would enter now. This is ego thoughts. I don't need to look for a remedy. I don't feel like I need to look for any remedy for it. It's like knowing that every remedy is just another illusion added to an illusion. For one, the illusion that there's something, that I even have eyes, and then there's something wrong with them. And then there's a remedy to fix what's wrong with them. It's just like compounding freaking illusions. You know, it's like the body is left behind when you enter into the presence, and let it be the perfect instrument, just as it is. Just as it is. No need for any change. Just allow it to be in your mind, in your perception, the perfect instrument for carrying out God's plan. And that way you can enter the presence now. You don't have to think about that or distract yourself by thinking about something else. Right? You know, some people think they can use like substances to distract themselves. Cocaine, spliffs, wine, anything like that. These things, you may use them as tools to distract yourself, but you cannot be distracted, really. You're just kidding. Right? It's what's tying you to the body. So you noticing that's another one of entering into the present. So let's say you're about to have a glass of wine or a spliff or some marijuana or cocaine, let's say. You're about to shoot up some heroin, let's say, right? Like right before you do that, right before you get the perception of yourself doing that, or any time in the process, doesn't really matter, into his presence, I would enter now. Make it all your spiritual practice. Everything, let everything be okay. It's okay. All right? To enter the presence. And that's where we meet. So it's not like this means you're going to leave the body physically. It's not like that. You're not really in the body in the first place. So you don't have anything to leave. It's a shift of awareness beyond the constraints and remembering what you truly are. So it's shifting your awareness. It's like you recognize the restraints that are being projected, but you also recognize they have no roots in reality. So it shifts to remembering your true nature. Eventually, the manifestation will also shift. Who knows how long that takes? I can see from my perspective of practicing this 11 years, the world really does reflect more light and less darkness to me. It is amazing. I went through a period where I allowed myself to view the darkness a lot, like when I was in activism. I was reading all the stuff and getting all into it like that, but I was there with my companion. I'd already been practicing A Course in Miracles. So I was there in those dark, let's say, darkened moments. It's really just my own projections. It's not anywhere in the world where I find this shit. There is no world, right? I was with my companion, though, the Holy Spirit. And the whole time I was saying and applying lessons from A Course in Miracles to whatever I was perceiving. And I was also sharing that at the time. So after that, when I came back to more of a light perspective, wow, it's just so amazing how I could just see how light just replaces all the darkness. When you just go, this is what I want. This is what I want to keep. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm not interested in the dance between light and darkness anymore. I just want to keep the light and set aside, basically, you don't even set aside the darkness itself. It just gets illuminated. You set aside what's like blocking, like in the way, you could say, that's projecting darkness. And it's a thought. It's always a thought. Just projects shadows, let's say. Darkness is like shadows. So the light really replaces that. And when you enter into his presence, you're entering into the light that you are. This is not about an intellectual understanding. So like when I share with you, it's not like sharing my direct experience. I mean, I can't really put that into words. Right? It's like you just know that you know. I'm sure if you're listening to this, you've had those experiences before. And if you haven't, don't fixate on it. Whatever you seem not to like, don't fixate on it. That's just some good advice right there. And then, when you enter into the stillness regularly, into his presence, what I enter now, you're entering into the stillness of being, the truth of who you are. When you enter the stillness regularly, you're transformed. People feel that. Like I touch people, like I don't even like plan to touch them or anything. Like I don't have a plan to go out and touch people, but like sometimes I'll be talking to people and I'll just notice that my hand like brushes their arm or something when I'm talking to them, and people will reflect to me that I have a really nice touch, and they'll reflect to me I have a really nice energy, I have a really nice hug, stuff like that, and I know that's from practicing entering the presence. And also, when I get the sense that I'm triggered, I just like to be away from people because I know. Right? Either that or be like, okay, I'm triggered right now. Right? Are there some emotions coming up? Yes, that's okay. I'm triggered right now. So whatever comes out of this thing, triggered. Okay. Yes. So this is, I would say, kind of an exercise in focus, but it's also really like a sinking back. It's time to just let heaven shine on you today. Some days you're really like applying a thought that's like, whoa, what the fuck? Interesting perspective, But this one is just like, rest in his presence. Let the light be revealed. Listen to the thoughts that would shine away every corner of darkness in your mind. 5 minutes at least, whatever you feel to give. As much time as feels potent and refreshing and loving and kind to you. Up to as long as you want, in the morning and in the evening. And then as often as you can throughout the day. Set your timers for every hour if that appeals to you. Think on this throughout the day and let yourself feel that deep relaxation and into his presence would I enter now. Have a beautiful practice. I love you.